Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some really cute little spring Easter DIYs. This first one, I'm going to give you an idea what you can do with these little Easter treats, the little rabbit treat bags, and they're so cute. I mean, you could just stuff them and place them on a shelf just the way they are. But I'm going to give you some ideas, other ideas. So I'm going to take this polyfil and I'm going to stuff the little treat bags, but first I want to round the face, so I'm going to cut a little piece from the fabric. Alright, so I turned it inside out. I'm going to take my glue gun and just put some glue and close up that little hole that I cut. Alright, so I'm going to take some of this polyfil and just place a little bit inside. Now I have enough polyfil in there. I'm going to pull the drawstring together. So I'm going to take a little bit of this jute twine wire and I want to place it inside the ears. So I'm just putting a little tiny hole with this Dollar Tree poker thing, and then I'm going to place my scissors inside to cut it just a little bit bigger. Now I'm cutting a piece of the wire jute twine and I'm going to place it inside the ear, and then I'm going to place a little bit of glue in that hole just to seal it up. Now I want to create a little bunny tail. I'm taking this material that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to wrap it around a little white cotton ball. Now I'm hot gluing it to the back of the bunny. I actually do 2 bunnies, but one off camera. I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree ribbon to create a little bow. So I just hot glued the little bow to the top of the bunny. And look how cute it is. So I cut that string part out and then I just hot glued the remaining to the back so you can't see it. I decided I wanted to put polyfil in the ears after all, so I have to re-poke another hole. So this way I can put a little bit of the polyfil in the ears. So I wanted to make realistic looking whiskers, so I cut a few pieces off my broom. And all I did was place a little hot glue at the end and then kind of like poked it in the fabric. I'm going to be painting this terracotta pot with this mixture of the purple and white combination. I love this color. It's so Easter. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to be hot gluing a piece of a floral foam to the bottom of the pot. I'm going to be taking these little Dollar Tree foam eggs and placing them on. I had some extra flower stems and just going to place them on there, cut them to size, and then place them inside the pot. Now I'm going to be adding some moss to the flower pot just to fill in that empty space. Now I'm going to be using this piece that I got from Dollar Tree quite a while ago, and I'm going to use the stencils that I got from Michael's and spell out the word Happy Easter. I'm going to be using Dollar Tree black chalkboard paint. I'm going to be using a little bit of this Easter confetti and just going to apply a few pieces at the front just to give it some color. Taking this Dollar Tree ribbon, I'm going to hot glue it around the flower pot. Alright, so I'm going to start hot gluing the rabbits and the flower pot to the base. Stinking cute are these. They're so adorable. I love them. It did take me well over an hour to put this together, but it was well worth it. I could put it on my shelf. It's so Easter. It's so pretty. I did add a little bit of the ribbon on the side of the base. And this is how it came out. It's so adorable. I love it. DIY number 2. Okay, this is for those who don't own a printer or a Cricut and you want to make a cute Easter decor. Here you go. Took a Dollar Tree sign, flipped it over. I'm using some vintage white and just lightly coating the back of it. And I'm taking these window clings. They're so cute. You can make an adorable sign with them. So I'm just going to use the Mod Podge to place them down. This little rabbit is so adorable, and I'm just going to use a few of the clings. I'm not going to use them all. I was really surprised to find this at Dollar Tree. I was like, oh my God, they're stepping up their game. Look at this little rabbit. I had to grab it. I don't mind using these wood pieces from Dollar Tree, but the only thing is they really don't have borders, and I like borders, so I'm taking this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to create a border. I'm just using the hot glue gun to place down the ribbon, and I think it looks really nice. And now I'm going to create a bow. I'm taking Dollar Tree ribbon and some of that cheesecloth and just making a couple bows, combine them together, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the top. I hope this gives you an inspiration on how to make some decor with Dollar Tree products, especially if you don't own a Cricut, because not everybody owns a Cricut. So this gives you an idea what you can do, and it really comes out so adorable. I think this is so cute. I like the way it came out. And this is how it turned out. It's so stinking cute. DIY number 3 is going to be a butterfly sign with a little rabbit in the middle. I took this Dollar Tree frame, Dollar Tree butterflies, and the Hobby Lobby craft paper. I'm going to be removing the backing and just take that piece that's in the back and just use that so I can trace out the craft paper. Alright, so I'm going to take that piece. I'm just going to use some of that glue stick and just apply it in the back. So now I'm just applying the paper on the back of the frame. So I'm going to use this other craft paper I got from Hobby Lobby and this little rabbit that I took off one of Dollar Tree signs. I'm just going to trace it. Alright, so I cut it out. Now I'm just take the glue stick and I'm just going to do the same thing, apply it in the back of the paper. Alright, so now the rabbit's done. I'm going to take the frame, the back of the frame, and place it back inside. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just glue down the little rabbit. I'm going to be using these pretty butterflies that I got from Dollar Tree and just place them all around the rabbit. Now I'm going to use this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to create myself a little bow, and actually 3 little bows, and put them on top of each other. I added a little bit of the green ribbon underneath just to give it a little bit of color. So I'm just going to place the ribbon down right in the middle at the top of the frame. Came out so cute. I like it. It's so adorable. Very spring-like. You got Easter combination with the rabbit and the butterflies. And this is how it turned out, guys. All right, DIY number 4. It's a cute little rabbit house. Took this Dollar Tree little stickers and these little grass-looking rabbits and the Dollar Tree house. I'm going to start off painting with the white chalk paint. All right, I'm going to be mixing this pink with the white. I'm going to be using that color to paint the outside of the house. I'm going to be using Dollar Tree's little gift bag. I already cut it. I'm just going to place it over the house to get an idea where I need to cut it. I'm just going to be using the glue stick to place down the craft paper. So I'm just placing down that little sticker from Dollar Tree. Looks like a little window. Trying to get an idea where I want to place it. And then I'm getting an idea where I want to place the rabbit. Now I'm hot gluing everything down. I do put 2 bunnies inside the house. After I looked at it at the end, I do remove one of the rabbits and place a little bow on the rabbit. I'm just adding a few more of the little stickers all around the house. I added a butterfly to the top of the house, but I do remove a lot of these stickers at the end. You'll see it looks so much better. And this is how it turned out. All right, DIY number 5 is going to be like a wild rabbit farm sign. I printed this out on my printer, and I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree flat canvas and these 2 different color chalk paints. Going to mix them together. And the first thing we're going to do is paint the canvas. I'm just going to apply 1 coat. I'm going to be using Mod Podge to place the image down. I'm applying Mod Podge over the entire image. Alright, I'm going to be using this French chalk paint, just a little bit around the front of it, just give it a little distressed look. I'm also going to be using some of this antique wax, just apply a little bit in front as well. I'm also applying some of that antique wax to the front of the image as well to make it look a little bit older. I'm going to be taking these Dollar Tree thumbtacks and place them on the outside of the image. Glue was not holding them down, so I eventually had to take my hammer and hammer them in. I'm going to be placing down these little carrots that I got from Dollar Tree. Just going to hot glue them the way they are. I'm going to keep the string on them. I think it looks great. And I'm just going to position them where I want them, and that is it. It looks really adorable. So I'm cutting that piece down, and then I'm going to hot glue it because that's where I'm going to actually put a bow. So I made this bow out of canvas material and that cheesecloth and just tied it together. I'm just going to place it right on top. I do trim the bow down because it was covering the words, and I think this came out so stinking cute, and you didn't even need a Cricut to make it. DIY number 6. This is going to be a rabbit candlestick. So I took the Dollar Tree candlestick, painted it white, Dollar Tree little tiny frame, and this little tiny wood bead that I got from Hobby Lobby. I painted this from a previous DIY, but I'm just going to freshen it up a little bit using some white chalk paint. I'm also going to use the white chalk paint on this little wood bead. Alright, so I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I'm going to actually Mod Podge that image inside that little frame, and I'm just going to place it inside over the wording in there. I'm not going to even bother worrying about painting it or anything in there. I found this image on Google. I just typed in vintage Easter bunnies, Easter images, and a bunch of images come up, and I just figure out which one I want and print it out. And I actually cut this to size, and it looks pretty good inside, and I like the way it looks. Alright, so I'm going to put everything together and use my hot glue gun. Place everything. I'm going to put the little piece on top with some glue. I'm also going to take the little round wood piece and hot glue that to the top. It's so cute. Look how easy this was. And it only cost like, what, $2 to make? Gives you an idea what you can do. Very cute. Alright, so I'm going to be using this trail tan paint and this vintage paint and just a tad bit of pink. Trying to match the color of the image because I want to blend it, make it blend. I want to distress this, so I'm going to use the same paint color and just lightly take my paintbrush or my chippy brush and just go along the candlestick on the edges, all around, and even inside the frame on the sides, just to give it that vintage look. Alright, this is it. This is how it turned out. I think it came out so cute for $2. Can't beat it. 'Cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore. Teach me how to fall. Fall into the unknown. Whatever may come. Alright, we're on to DIY number 7. These are going to be the vintage wood frames. I got these from Michael's, a pack of 4 for like $3.99, and I printed out some vintage looking images, and I'm going to take this vintage white and start off painting the little wood pieces. So I'm just going to lightly paint it. I'm not going to like put full coverage because I want some of the wood to come through. Alright, I'm going to be using some Mod Podge to place the images down, but right now I'm just getting an idea where I have to cut it, so I'm just like getting my fingers around the circle to make an indentation, and then I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to place the Mod Podge on the wood piece first and then apply the little image, and then I will put the Mod Podge over the top. So now I'm going to cut the other image and then place that right over music sheet that I placed down. So I'm going to do the same process to the other three. So now I want to distress them a little bit, make them vintage. I'm going to take the antique wax and I'm going to apply that on all 4 of the wood pieces. They came out so vintage, so adorable, but then I wanted to add some pearls around the edges. Alright, so I'm going to be using these Dollar Tree little pearl stickers, and I'm just going to place them on all 4 pieces, and this gives it so much charm. I do add a little bit of the vintage paint a little bit around the edges. These came out so adorable. I really love these little vintage pieces. Alright, DIY number 8, final DIY. I took this Dollar Tree styrofoam rabbit and I'm going to be using this pretty blue paint. So I want to give it some texture. I'm going to add some baking soda, mix it with the paint. This way, you know, it doesn't show so much of the styrofoam and it looks almost like a cement type. I didn't want to go gray. I like blue colors. I like happy, cheerful spring colors. So you really don't need 2 coats, but I did apply 2 coats and I just want to make sure that it was completely covered. And I really love this color. I think it's so spring-like, so pretty. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this ceramic rabbit that I got from Target Dollar Spot. I paid $3 for this one. This one's really cute, but I didn't like the color. So now I'm just going to take some Dollar Tree ribbon and just create 2 little bows and then hot glue it to the side of the rabbits, and they come out so adorable. And this is how they turned out. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Until next time guys, I'll see you. Bye bye.